All right, folks, welcome back for the commercial break. Our next guest is a steadfast advocate for moms and children all across America. Tamra Farah, the executive director of Moms for America, is joining us now. Tamra, great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, John. Always so good to be with you.
You as well. This hearing had a lot to say to parents and children. I was surprised how much it came up, whether it was child pornography or not. We had this moment that occurred. I just want you to watch this little video clip where Judge Brown Jackson answers one of the questions. I want to get your reaction right after this.
When does life begin, in your opinion?
Senator, I don't know.
Ma'am?
I don't know.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No,
Yeah,
I can't.
you can't?
Not in
Okay.
this context.
So you
I'm not a
believe the meaning
biologist.
of
I have a funny feeling people are going to remember those moments for a long time. Tamara, your reaction. How do moms react when they hear those sort of non-answers?
I would say moms are extremely concerned, as was Senator Marsha Blackburn the other day when she asked Judge Jackson about her judicial philosophy, a very important question to ask a potential new member of the United States Supreme Court. She said she didn't have one. I would like to suggest that she has basically revealed her philosophy to us, and it is to follow the agenda of the woke left, because all of her answers revolve around those beliefs and that system of thinking. So I'll give you an example. As all of us know by now, she is on the board of the Georgetown Day School, and you don't have to dig too deep to find out what is taught at that school. Kindergartners are taught that they can choose their gender, and then you've got pre-K being taught not to be, not to display cisgender privilege. So think about her answers regarding what is a woman in light of that belief system, which is a social construct, which I fear is going to crumble, in weeks to come or years to come, because this is just a philosophy that is not really rooted in reality. She even admitted that when she said you have to talk to a biologist. So I guess she does believe the biologist's assessment on gender.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point. That was a moment. Critical race theory, you've done a lot to get that out of schools and to get moms activated. Judge Jackson had to acknowledge that she gave a speech in 2015, told law students it needs to be part of the sentencing policy, the sentencing decisions that judges make. Your response to that?
Well, we do know she's soft on crime. She might want to try to evade that, but even in DC, she was in favor of 1,500 criminal defendants being released from prison. And these included drug dealers, those, that were allegedly murdered individuals, one, a marshal, a U.S. Marshal. Right. This is not something that gives comfort to moms in our everyday neighborhoods and cities. They want to know that rulings coming down from the Supreme Court are going to be based on the solid foundation of a classical conservative interpretation of our U.S. Constitution, as well as the rule of law. And safety is a huge part of that.
Yeah, it really is. One of the questions that came up time and again, her leniency, her sympathy at times for child pornographers, child sex exploiters. Your reaction, and how do you think moms took that, hearing that her trying to equate that an 18-year-old attacking an 8-year-old might have been considered peers despite the vast difference in age?
I will say this about her thinking is right in line with what she affirmed as progressive education that she was in favor of. Because as we know, that thinking is flooding the halls and the classrooms of every public school across this country. And yes, Mom, if you're listening and you're thinking it's not in your school, please do more digging, because it is. And it is so detrimental to children. I've been recently taking a look at the laws surrounding pedophilia, et cetera. I mean, we need to exercise some judicial restraint here. We need to have some lawsuits coming against these schools, exposing children to normalize over sexuality and pedophilia. It's very dangerous in our country right now.
Yeah, it really is, and it was a pretty remarkable thing. If Judge Jackson gets on the court, I mean, we're still going to have a 6-3 conservative liberal split on the court, but what is your sense of the impact it should have? We got about a minute left.
I would say it's like a lot of things. We start to normalize. So, for example, if we normalize the ideas that she represents, even though she's in a minority, then we start going down the slippery slope. You know, the Supreme Court had basically a standard ruling on parental rights up until the year 2000 when the first case started to erode that. So now here we are in 2022, and we're seeing a great challenge to parental rights. So it's not boding well for the future.
Yeah, that definitely could have an impact. And you're right, normalizing philosophies that used to be feeling like they're outside the mainstream. Really remarkable. Tamra Farah, it's always an honor to have you on. Always enjoy the work that Moms for America does. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, John.